Hi Gemini, welcome to my channel. It's Krista here to do your February 2020 general tarot forecast. This is for Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, and Gemini Rising signs. This is a pretty lengthy reading as opposed to your bi-monthlies. I'm going to be laying another layer on top of our main Celtic cross spread today, and then we'll be drawing 4 oracle cards to polish off your reading. So, what does Gemini need to know for February 2020? See what this guy is. Oh, we do have justice coming up. There could be something about to recalibrate or balance itself. If this is a legal issue, you could be on the winning end. We'll see if it shows up on your spread today. All right, guys. Starting out with some really positive energy. Wow. 2 major arcanas already. 3 major arcanas. Lots of positive energy there, guys. Make sure you see these here. As I always do, I will be holding them up to the camera for you one by one. But let's get them out here first. So honestly, what I'm seeing here is just such a beautiful state of mind, beautiful opportunities. Here's the Strength card. There's a lot of healing, a second chance possibly, maybe some hidden motivations or some hidden talents over here with the Moon. We'll get into details in just a moment. I'm going to take the first, or I should say the first 3 cards on the back of the deck. And I'm looking at this for overall energy for the month for you. So the 7 of Pentacles was the first one at the bottom of the deck. So generally speaking, what this reading is going to have to do with is a reassessment or revision, perhaps even realignment of goals, expectations. This could be, as a general reading, guys, this could be in relationships, career, finance. Whatever you're thinking about when you're listening to the reading is what I encourage you to apply this to. But definitely with the 7 of Pentacles, there is this sense of perhaps when will this work out? When will this come to fruition? When can I expect results? That type of thing. There's also an element, you can see him sort of like wistfully looking in the past. There's also an element of, you know, how much have you already put into it? How much time and energy have you already put into this? So could be a couple of questions around moving forward and feeling confident and comfortable moving forward. Underneath that, we do have 2 swords elements. We have both the 4 and the King of Swords here. So the 4 of Swords really is about rest, relaxation, recovery, right? This could be part and parcel of sort of evaluating how to go from here. There could have been something that was upset, taken from you, unraveled, that type of thing, you know, because we do have the King right under that. The King is cold, right? The King of Swords is cold, but very, very honest. This could be actually having to do with the Justice card that jumped out as I was shuffling there, as this card does represent legal matters, judges, lawyers, professionals of all sorts, really. But, you know, this is of a clinical nature. It's a clinical, I would say, personality type. But, you know, there is a benefit to getting the truth. So you are armed with the truth here. You have rested on it or taken that to account. Perhaps it has been part of the recovery. There could have been surgery here as well, guys. It could be surgery, that type of thing going on here. And then, like I said, yeah, I mean, if this is about a health issue, this could be really having to do with recovery at this time. So let's get into both what card is representing you and what is crossing you. I find the crossing you card is just really what could be benefiting you, or what you could use to your advantage here, or what could have gotten you to this position. So again, for February, we're looking at the very early stages of February within the first week here. The 8 of Cups is always welcome, guys. It's always a nice way to recognize or to feel, confident that you are, at least emotionally speaking, moving in the direction that is right for you. You had to walk away from something here, and we do have, a second chance. We have some healing energy here. We have a lot of independent energy here as well. So this could have been leaving a difficult relationship or leaving a difficult emotional matter behind, but you survived this and you've made up your mind here. You're not confused anymore. You know what is going to work for you. And like I said, it's crossed by the Fool with this absolutely really, really stunning energy. We're dealing with Om energy, the Alpha and Omega. There's a lot of spiritual potential here, spiritual acumen. I would suggest that it's different, say, than the Hierophant or even the Hermit, in the sense of spiritual acumen rather, that this is the agnostic, right? There's something that's still exciting about not knowing about what comes ahead, but being open, right? There's a free spirit and openness here. So whatever did get you down, whatever was difficult that you emotionally had to walk away from, you have a great, or you either are being presented with or are developing for yourself a great deal of freedom, emotional, personal freedom here. So beneath it all, it says that we have judgment here. The author calls this the call card. You can look at this as though it is a calling. You could have a second chance at something here. Looking back at beneath the scenes or behind the monthly reading, yeah, I mean, it could be through an element of revision, reassessment, that type of thing. Sometimes it takes a crisis as well, Gemini. Sometimes we don't know what we're made of, or we don't know who our friends are. We don't know what we're capable of, etc. Right? So it could be that you are being asked to, or put in a position to recognize specific talents at this time that you may have put aside, or not looked at too closely, or didn't think were too important. So beneath it all, really gorgeous energy. I do see the Judgment here as not only a second calling, a second chance, but there's a real blessed energy here with this as well. There's a sense of self-empowerment, understanding who you really are. It goes really nicely with the gentle Fool here, putting one foot in front of the other, kind of not knowing exactly where you're going, but feeling confident and faithful and excited. It just in a very sort of innocent sense about the next step. And here's where we have, your recent past. And this is how we know that this is a really confident and possibly joyous time for you. So we're still within, I would say now, the early, again, say late January, early February. You are making plans for yourself. You do have the world at your fingertips. You can make a lot of unique changes. I don't see anything sudden happening, so you can take your time here, or you're at least giving yourself time to lay down solid plans and make firm commitments here. But you definitely have a vision for yourself, and something that is very, very exciting that offers you, or that you're presenting to yourself, that creates a new future. It's because you had to leave something emotional behind here. So really nice to see that in your recent past. This is what's crowning you. We do have the star crowning you. The star really does indicate that some despair, some element of loss, some element of harm or even injury, whether that's health or financial. Again, emotional here. It could be spiritual. It could even be work. Again, it's a general reading, so use any information to your advantage, no matter how it fits. But the star is really talking about, creative advancements around health and healing This is source energy. This is being in touch with source, being in alignment with source. It's also Aquarius ruled 11th house energy. So we have, you know, hopes and wishes and dreams fulfilled. I would pay a little bit of attention to what you're truly thinking at this time. This is a very mental energy card. We do have, like I said, way back here, we have another Aquarian ruled air sign card here. So I really feel that paying attention to your thoughts, to your thought processes, including your beliefs, ideas, communication style, research, anything you're researching, you know, even the act of what that is, you know, being a researcher, being a writer, that type of thing. I think there's a lot of healing energy around that as well. And something could turn out better than you had expected here because you have a lot of really supportive cards before the star. So I would suggest, you know, see by the end of the second week of February, I would suggest that even if something had fallen to the wayside, was suddenly removed from you, or, you know, didn't work out to some degree for you, as you had hoped, I think your attitude and state of mind is really going to help turn that probably entirely around. So really pay attention to your thoughts and what you're thinking about. What we think about, we bring about. Here we have, in your immediate future, this is a really glorious, independently wealthy card. I mean, those are just some major terms that are associated with the Nine of Pentacles. But there also is a sense of, you know, there's a luxurious feeling here. There's a sense of getting exactly what you need, or more importantly, providing yourself with exactly what you need and when you need it. And you're not scrimping, you're not saving. There's a real sense of doing all right. You're doing all right here at Gemini. So really gorgeous to see that Knight of Pentacles straight ahead for you. Let's get into how you're looking at yourself. So this is how you believe that you are appearing to the world. We have the moon, Pisces ruled moon. I mean, there could be major endings and beginnings here just because of we're dealing with, of course, 12th house energy. But this is more within the realm of, say, the spiritual world, you know, the emotional world. We're looking at, you know, personal highs and lows, right? The depth of feeling, the depth of, like I said, there could have been like a long fall from somewhere. And, you know, I'm just going to throw out the word grace. It doesn't have to be a fall from grace, but I just mean like something that you kind of have to revise and sort of see a different future, see something or create something new for yourself here that includes a lot of healing. And you could feel a little bit, or you could feel like you're expressing yourself a little bit, say, in a, the term is when you're an enigma, right? There's sort of an enigmatic feeling here behind the moon because it's the shadow self, right? These are deep feelings. These are sometimes even unknown, unreached, unexamined emotions or feelings or even intentions. The moon is very, very powerful. However, there is a lot of intuition and, I would even say, you know, emotional strength here as well. It's not often contributed to the moon card, but I do find a lot of inner wisdom and strength here within this card. And this might just be the way that you want to, you know, relate to others at this time. You could be in the midst of, you know, planning something really deep and significant for yourself, and you want to keep things on the DL right now as well. So there could be a sense of secrets, shadows, the dark, the hidden, that type of thing here as well. Here is how other people are seeing you. We have the Strength card. Yeah, I mean, people are seeing you as very strong, very diplomatic. Self-resourced is a big deal. I do see another sort of independently, say, situated or wealthy or determined person here. See, you really are independent and can figure things out on your own. I do find the Strength card pops up, however, when we have to look at issues of character, right? Strength of character here. And then we have this glorious world. This is in your hopes and dreams position. The world card really, again, we're looking at beginnings and endings, and there's a couple of, and I know we're not dealing with tens necessarily, which is where, you know, most people go immediately like, oh, we have a beginning and an ending. But honestly, between the Fool, the world, we have a lot of revision over here. We have, you know, something behind the scenes, maybe churning, lurking, waiting for the sun to shine on it here. Something has gone to the wayside. Something has healed it in its place. Like there could be a brand new world opening up for you. We do know that with the Two of Wands here that we are looking in a lot of the imagery, you know, this person has the world in their hands. So there could be a lot. And again, after the Strength card, I just feel that if you take responsibility for your emotional world and very possibly your financial situation here, things will really work out for you in a very, very positive way because you are ready for the next level. You are ready for the next stage of things. And the reason we know that this is very, very positive for you is because one of the outcome card is a possible outcome. But if you were to continue in this direction, we have this brand new opportunity here. This could be a brand new romance. This could be a new development in an existing romance. This could be a new career opportunity, a new spiritual advancement. The Aces are always about brand new opportunities. They are the light bulb in our lives. They will show us the way. So we do have the one, you know, an Ace and the Two. So I do think that significant action, at least by the end of the month, in a new direction for yourself is going to be incredibly significant, Pisces. Let's get another layer on these guys. And we'll qualify this reading for you before we get your oracle cards out. Very interesting. That brings a whole different dynamic to the situation. Basically, I find the second layer helps to give us an idea of what's going on behind even the energy here or what could be affecting it. We do have a couple of characters here. We do have the King of Pentacles. We have the Hermit. Gemini ruled lovers. This is your card. So let's get into the three cards at the bottom of the deck. Of course, they are going to be in relation to the three cards here. That, of course, were at the bottom of the deck as well for you. And again, this is sort of like what is sort of behind the scenes, the energy behind all this, or what it could be, what all this could be in relation to. So we have the Nine of Wands, the World again, and the Three of Swords. So this being the bottom of the deck, this is, you know, the wounded soldier energy. Yes, you have what it takes, but you could be exhausted by now. This could be very exhausting for you. This could very well be a work situation. It could be an income or money, or financial situation that could feel like it's never going to end, maybe. We do have the World sort of matching the Four of Swords. So yeah, rest, recovery, recuperation could be necessary at this time to bring you a new world. And then, yeah, with the King of Swords and then the Three of Swords, a little bit of a heartbreak here, guys. Nothing that's going to kill you, but something that could be on repeat. There could be a third party situation here as well if this is a love affair. But essentially, we're looking at, you know, you can pull through. There are new possibilities for you. You do see a clear light ahead for a way out of something, but it feels very daunting at this time, or it could feel like a lot of work. It could feel like you could have questions about being qualified, etc., for something like this, but I don't see that as being the major issue. I see you with a lot of experience here. It's just, it could be overwhelming. It could be a nice time to ask for help as well. So we have two pentacles over the main cards here. The card representing you and then crossing you, which was the Eight of Cups and the Fool. So we have the Four of Pentacles and the King. So this is another 4. Really, all the 4s are talking about slowing down. We're going to take a minute. We're going to assess the situation. Of course, the 4 of Swords was about rest and recovery. The 4 of Pentacles is really about, do I invest or not? Am I happy with where I sit or not? Can I afford this or not? I used to consider this a little bit of a miser card. There could be an element of that if this is about an investment or loaning money. But you are in a position to do that with the King of Pentacles here. We have the Taurus ruled king here over the 4. This could have to do with home, property, assets. This could have to do with values, valuables. This could have to do with something regarding the singing voice or speaking engagements. I would say investments or values of property or assets could be a major theme for you here. If it isn't exactly a person, if it is an individual, if it is a Taurus or Taurus-like individual, or even Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn individual featured here, you're definitely able to move away from something that was emotionally taxing about the situation, and you can move forward kind of with a clear heart, with an open mind, really freeing yourself, unless this person is a counselor and they're giving you some, say, tools to help yourself. Either way, you can get out of a sticky emotional situation here. Here we have the 7 of Rods. Lots of rods and swords in your reading this month, guys. So this is the 7 over the Judgment. Yeah, as I said with the 7 of Pentacles, the 7s are really going to be talking about sort of a revision, reassessment, revisiting type thing. The cool thing about the 7 of Wands is that you're definitely on solid ground. You're defending something at this point. Again, this could be a work or career or income situation if it is not a love, personal, or spiritual matter. But you get a second chance here. You have a lot of either people or time or even energy on your side here as well. And again, with the second chance, a new development, perhaps a new way of thinking or doing something here. You don't have to start from the beginning, so that's nice. You can sort of maybe take what already exists and work within that frame. So here is your second Ace of Wands. We have that at the very end of your reading, and now it's paired with the 2. So it's extremely important to recognize what was really getting you fired up. I would say the last 5 to 7 days of January, sort of, just entering into February here, guys, because whatever got your heart beating faster, whatever got you excited about the future here is extremely important to take action. So whatever you began, I would say late January, early February is really, I would say, essential to keep moving forward with. There's nothing here saying that you can't move forward with that in a confident way at all. We actually have Judgment twice here as well. So I would suggest here, in particular with a money or investment matter, I would go ahead and take something that was perhaps that you had to battle about. Go ahead and make a significant move here or follow through with something that you feel passionate about, because regarding a luxurious component, being independently wealthy, having exactly what you need because you've provided it for yourself, this could open up or help provide you that opportunity in the near future. We'll look at that in just a moment. Here, of course, on top of the star, we have the 2 of Swords. So this is really about making a decision, coming to terms with something regarding healing, allowing yourself to heal. It's not a necessarily difficult card, but it does mean that you have to put one of these swords down. Like, what is the truth? What is your truth? There could be an element, or there could have been an element of not wanting to see something clearly, not wanting to face something. You might have even been protecting, if this has to do with a secret, if this has to do with, plans or investments of some kind, or around a wish or a hope or a dream, you could have held that close to your chest here. It's not necessarily a bad thing, unless you're trying to get away with something. And if that's the case, we're going to have to kibosh that, but we'll look at that in just a moment. Here, what I was mentioning just a moment ago with Judgment sort of qualifying the Nine of Pentacles. Really, really stunning. There could be a really gorgeous investment opportunity or a kickback now. Raises, especially retroactive money, something being assessed at a higher value than you had considered, that type of thing. So if that's the case and you're trying to get a value assessment around a situation that you're either investing in or selling, it might be a good time to do that, because it's saying here in the near future that it could have a far better outcome than you might have anticipated. So, you know, be willing to take a look at it here at the very least. You don't have to make a major decision around it. Here, qualifying the moon is the Nine of Cups. So yeah, I mean, feeling, again, it's another 9. We're feeling really luxurious here, guys. So the luxury, the feeling of emotional wealth is around the moon. So whatever it is that is secret or hidden or in the shadows, at least for you, Gemini, the way you're presenting yourself here is, the way other people are seeing you is that it's extremely joyous and probably worthy of a celebration. So keep something under wraps. You don't have to tell everyone all the details here, because it looks like maybe everyone in your inner circle could even be benefiting from that. You don't have to tell everyone anything, especially if you're laying plans or developing plans of your own right now. I would keep that under wraps for now. So we do have your card on top of Justice. We have Lovers, which is a major decision around, which is Strength. The author chose to call the Strength card Justice. Not sure why. Anyway, I love the artwork and the deck so much. I continue to use it, but it is strength. So strength of character here, along with, you know, a major decision. You have to come to terms with something here. You have to decide one way or another, because even though I don't have the Death card here, I do feel like it's going to be a somewhat permanent decision or a permanent outcome because of the World, which is, of course, in your hopes and wishes. And the Hermit is qualifying this. So we are dealing with a Virgo. A lot of Mercury energy, right? Mercurial energy, mutable energy. Things can change very quickly here. I would say by the 3rd or 4th week of February for you. Following making that major decision, I think that things will, like just start moving very, very quickly for you. So yeah, be aware of that big decision that you need to make. Make sure it's right for you, because things will happen pretty quickly here. But another way to read this as well, if it's not a Virgo individual or Virgo energy, is that there was a lot of insight or self-actualization could be met here, and there's a great deal of personal wisdom that's behind this decision around a new opportunity, possibly a new way of life. Again, we are looking at some more healing energy as well. We have the Hermit and the Star card now. So enormous healing potential. We're dealing with a lot of Cups, a lot of Wands and Pentacles. So I would say within the work front, health front, or your emotional state. This is where I'm getting a little bit of a trickster vibe. It's not necessarily bad, but I am curious to see why the 7 of Swords would be qualifying the Ace of Wands for you, Gemini. So, you know, because of everything that's going on with all of these other cards here, I'm not going to read this as the trickster. I'm going to read this as that you are going out on, because again, this Fool is extremely potent here, okay? At the very, very beginning of your spread, we're looking at that, you know, faithful, you know, sort of innocent nature for yourself. I wouldn't say the 7 of Swords is innocent necessarily, but I do think that your motivation here, at the very least, around an action or a new opportunity for you by the end of February is going to include saying or doing something that is a little bit different, going off on your own here, willing to be different, willing to, you know, not be what people expect necessarily. I would avoid gossip, lies, deceit at this time if you are about to make a move here. And you think it might affect someone else really poorly, you know, maybe re-examine that. But again, with the 7s, you know, this revision, this revisement, this is about thinking, believing, communication style. Just make sure you're not trying to get away with something here, right? You want to be on the up and up with a situation regarding an opportunity, a brand new opportunity, and like I say, possibly a new way of life here. All right, guys, so let's get your oracle cards out and we'll polish off your reading for you. It's a great time to remind you guys that I upload daily free tarot readings every single day on Instagram. Follow me at RadicalAngel33. Of course, I'm doing bi-weeklies for each sign. So you will have 3 readings for your sign each month on my channel. Bi-weekly, so every 2 weeks for Gemini, and of course, your monthly for Gemini. So make sure you subscribe, like, and share. That super helps me out. And for everyone who is either just joining me or has been here all these years, I really want to thank you so much for your support and your encouragement to keep doing this work, because I love reading tarot. I apparently can't get enough of it. All right. So this deck is really talking about children, about creativity, or of course, love and romance. Wow. Look at that big old deception card. We'll look at that in just a second. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. What relationship? Is it with you? We can do it to ourselves too, right? But boy, oh boy, does that ever pull the 7 of Swords back into it, right? And it doesn't have to be on a grand scale the whole time type thing. We are looking at illusions here as well. Very interesting. I would make sure that you know well who you are dealing with. I think that you may be on the up and up here, and someone that you may be, someone's circle that you're dealing with may not have your best interests at heart. We shall see. But it is interesting to see the deception card, you know, coming right after, like the card that follows, at least that's been shuffled and laid down. 7 of Swords. So yeah, slander, ooh, deception. Yeah, something could be on repeat here. I think you need to set yourself free from something that could be on repeat here. We're not going to repeat old mistakes. You're going to set yourself free from something difficult. New line of thinking, new way of thinking and believing. Very possible new lifestyle. Yeah, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. You know, we do have the Moon, we have the 7 of Swords. Really, those are the only difficult cards that I'm kind of seeing here that could speak to this at all. Just make sure this isn't you, okay, guys? So we have the Dragonfly. This is illusion. We know that this would match, say, the 7 of Cups. There's this sense of, you know, I don't know what I want. There's so many options, but I do find this more similar with the Moon. You know, this illusion, Dragonfly. Just be aware of everything, not only your emotional world, but what's being said, done, written, transferred. If there are any contractual obligations here as well, if there is a legal issue here as well, read the fine print, guys. Nature is extremely important this time. Nature is healing. I would get out in nature, get some fresh air. The natural world, the natural body. It's a great time to take care of your body, health, or to reconnect with the natural world, as we know that this is, it's proven to be healing. And unfinished symphony. Yeah, something's on repeat here. Something needs to be solved and put to rest for good. Strength of character will be necessary at this time, but I do see you pulling through. Don't trick yourself. If for nothing else, don't fool yourself. Okay, Gemini? So that is your monthly forecast. I hope you enjoyed that. Leave a comment below. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.